Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho. This video, I'm bringing you guys a review on the Mosin Nagant sniper rifle. This is one of the two weapons that Nexon has released in the June 6th, 2014 patch, and yeah, it's quite the weird sniper rifle. And the reason why I didn't make a review of it right after my SR2 Vedesk review, well, first of all, was because I was busy. Second of all, I just wanted to kind of really test it out and see like what my exact thoughts were on the Mosin Nagant. So anyways, that being said, let's get started on the review. So just a little bit of background information. Obviously, this is the same Mosin Nagant from the World War II era Russian bolt-action sniper rifle or battle rifle, whatever. And you know, if you haven't heard of the Mosin Nagant, then obviously either you're not a history nut or you're not a gun nut. Either way, if you don't know about this gun, you're doing something wrong, because the Mosin Nagant is one of the most classic World War II era weapons that there ever was. Basically, it's basically as legendary as, you know, American. It's like the American equivalent of a gun like the M1 Garand or the M1 Carbine, whatever. So, anyways, in combat arms, it costs the same amount of NX that any other NX standard sniper rifle costs at 24 or 3,400 NX for 7 days and 29,900 NX for permanent. So, in case you didn't figure this out already, it's NX standard. So there you go. So let's move on to the statistics of the Mosin Nagant. The damage on the Mosin is a 95, portability of 50, rate of fire of 37, accuracy of 100, and recoil of 62. What this means for you is that the Mosin Nagant is very much so like the Lee Enfield and the M1866 lever action sniper rifle, in that the Mosin Nagant is technically a bolt-action sniper rifle. However, it has an insanely high rate of fire, so much so that it's probably not even, it shouldn't even be considered a bolt-action sniper rifle. More like, it's like a really fast-firing semi-automatic or automatic sniper rifle. It fires that fast. In fact, it fires faster than the SR-25, for God's sake, and it probably fires faster than most other GP standard or GP rare fully automatic sniper rifles anyways. So, the fact that the Mosin Nagant has 37 rate of fire and it's considered a bolt-action sniper rifle is kind of misleading. That, and its damage category at 95 puts it in a very unique position where you can sometimes one-shot people with the Mosin Nagant. It's very weird. In the gameplay, you'll probably see that I one-shot people who are supposed to be at full health, whereas, you know, its damage rating doesn't really necessarily seem like it would be able to one-shot somebody. Like the DSR, for example, has a damage rating of 98, and that barely falls under the category of one shot, because the DSR probably has like special body multipliers or something like that that bump its damage rating over 100, so you can get a consistent one shot kill with the DSR. However, the Mosin Nagant, for whatever reason, it's a very luck. It's like the most luck-based weapon you can ever have in this entire game. Like the most luck-based sniper for sure, possibly the most luck-based weapon in the game as well. Like its Hipfire Spread, like the no scope, can either really work out for you at really absurd ranges, or you just can't hit anything at point blank range. And it's just kind of random like that. I don't know why, but yeah, if you do use a sniper rifle, be prepared to get some really awkward one-shot kills where you expect to, you know, just damage someone instead of actually one-shotting them, but instead you just end up one-shotting them anyway. That being said, the only way you can actually get one-shot kills with the Mosin Nagant is obviously either you shoot them in the back or you shoot them dead in the chest, and if they only have light vest. I want to say you can actually one-shot people to the front for people who have medium vest, but that doesn't seem likely. It's definitely possible on light vesters to one-shot them anyway, but anything else, it's probably highly unlikely. So just keep that in mind. That, and for some reason, Nexon gave the Mosin Nagant a portability of 50, which means that the Mosin Nagant is actually one of the fastest sniper rifles in the game in terms of like sheer running speed, like how fast you can run around with it equipped. I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's historically accurate, because I think the Mosin Nagant is actually very heavy, but oh well, this is a video game. We don't need to care about historical accuracy in these, you know, in video games, right? So yeah, and its accuracy is at 100, so basically you should be able to hit anything that you point this thing at. Obviously, obviously it's not really as accurate as the M24 because I honestly don't think that any sniper rifle that Nexon really releases nowadays that claims to have 100 accuracy is truly 100% accurate. I think they only reserve that for the M24, but oh well, if it really is accurate, then good for it. But yeah, recoil doesn't really matter too much because it's a bolt action, but I say this in quotations because it has a rate of fire of 37. So when you have a rate of fire that fast, recoil starts to become a factor, even if it's bolt action or lever action. So especially when you're starting to spam it like all hell, then yeah, it kind of has a problem. But yeah, that for now we'll just ignore the recoil. But keep in mind that if you want to spam it at all, it may come into a factor. So yeah. So, the Mosin Nagant, obviously, just looking from its stats, is a very random weapon, or it's not random, but it's very odd, and definitely the oddest aspect about the Mosin Nagant is the fact that its damage rating lies in like a really weird gray area where it can oftentimes one-shot kill, but most of the time it's not going to. So it just leaves you very confused as to like, okay, so am I gonna one-shot this dude like or not? Typically speaking, you shouldn't really expect to one-shot people, but sometimes you kind of do. It's very odd. It's very weird. Other non-statistical aspects about the Mosin Nagant is the fact that well, first of all, it has the if you guys haven't noticed in the gameplay by now, it has the same standard LA6 style scope, zoom style scope, whatever that the LA6A1 has, and a lot of you guys may like that because a lot of people find that scope to be most comfortable because it's the kind of scope that's been around the longest for a while. So that being said, it also has a feed system where, let me explain. Most weapons in this game operate on a box magazine basis, where if you need to reload a weapon, your character goes through like an animation where you see your guy take out like a box magazine and insert another one in, and once your character's done with the reloading process, you have the maximum amount of ammunition, ready to go. However, the Mosin Nagant is kind of like a shotgun feed or a M1866 kind of style reloading animation where your character individually inserts one bullet at a time. This is advantageous, especially for the Mosin Nagant, because it's kind of like the M1866, which I like to call the shotgun sniper, just like my friend protagonist likes to call it, where you can spam bullets as you're reloading. So if you can imagine it, if you're caught out in the open with the Mosin Nagant and you're being attacked by someone with a close range weapon, and like close range, obviously, then what you can do is you can just spam bullets, spam bullets, and once you're out of weapons, out of bullets, well, you don't need to wait for your character to load in like another box magazine and wait for it to go through the entire reloading process at all. What you can do is just wait for your character to just insert like a few bullets, which takes like less than a second, and just spam those 3 bullets, insert another 3 bullets, and spam those 3 bullets again. It's basically like a shotgun sniper. Or it is a shotgun sniper, so it's kind of advantageous in that way, where you can actually individually reload each and every single bullet. Overall, this means that because the Mosin Nagant has a 8 bullet capacity with 32 rounds in reserve, this means that basically you can just spam. That's all there is to it. You can just spam. So if you want to think about it, the Mosin Nagant is basically one of those all-around snipers where you can not only shoot people, outshoot people at long range, theoretically, but you can also outgun people at close range as well if you're really that desperate. So it's very strange that way. Practically, though, probably not going to work. But, the option is there. So that's it. The individual reload feed kind of system thing for the Mosin Nagant, basically its reloading is so fast anyway that even if you were to reload all 8 bullets, it would probably take less than a second anyway. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's faster than the N96 style or the N96 default reloading speed, where like the L96A without any magazine modifications, the time it takes for you to reload all 8 bullets into the chamber of your Mosin Nagant takes less time than it does for an L96A1 to reload a standard magazine. So if you want to think of it that way. Other than that, the only thing you can really modify, I believe, on the Mosin Nagant is the magazine modification. So if you really want to put more bullets into the thing, then I mean, I guess you can. But one of the greatest assets about the Mosin Nagant is the fact that it reloads so damn fast. So I'm not really sure how valid, or I don't know how good putting an extended mag 2 on it is. I mean, 8 bullets is still plenty if you think about it. So, anyways, that will just about wrap up the review on the Mosin Nagant, and yeah, it's a really strange weapon. I don't really recommend it to you guys who are interested in picking it up because it's not great. It's not the worst thing about it is that it's not consistent. So if you're not looking for consistency, then I mean you could probably try picking up this gun. It's going to frustrate you a hell of a lot. And by the way, you guys have already seen the gameplay by now, but I suck using this thing because it's just the zoom in time is just way too fast for me to be comfortable with, and it just fires way too fast for my own good. Basically, one last thing I would like to mention though is the fact that the Mosin Nagant does have a completely silent draw animation, and its draw speed is basically like the double-barreled shotgun, where you just whip it out and boom, blast people. That's what she said, but that's just kind of how the Mosin Nagant is. So once again, final jurisdiction on the Mosin Nagant. It's really weird, and I don't know if I'm comfortable using this gun. But, you know, it's a really gimmicky sniper rifle, and if you're into gimmicky weapons, then, I mean, I guess it's for you. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.